video of our multi-video seller series, we shall look at 12 factors that are important when considering property valuation and pricing to sell. One of the first questions that homeowners who are thinking of selling usually ask us is, how much is their home worth?
Number 1. Comparable sales. As realtors, we are very fortunate to have access to the MLS or multiple listing system. We should be covering the MLS in greater detail in a later video in this seller series, but for the purposes of this video, let's just say that from the MLS we're able to pull up homes that are currently for sale on the MLS in a specific community or area if the home is not in a community. We are also able to obtain details of the homes which are under contract and those which have sold. Normally we go back 6 months when looking at homes that have sold, but in a market when homes are increasing or decreasing in value at a fast pace, we may fare better just looking at the homes which have sold in the last couple of months as being a better indicator of value.
Number 2. Comparable market analysis. We call the process by which we obtain an approximate value for a home a comparable market analysis, or CMA. Basically, we try to find comparable homes to the subject property whose value we are trying to gauge, and we then make monetary adjustments for the differences between the two properties. Appraisers who perform an appraisal or valuation of the home for a buyer's lender have studied at length to know how to select the most appropriate comparable homes and how to then adjust for the differences. We mimic their valuation techniques, knowing that when the home is under contract, unless the buyer is buying cash, the buyer's lender will be ordering an appraisal to double check on the value to make sure the price on the sale and purchase contract is brought in by the appraisal.
Number 3. Choosing comparable homes. It is usual to use multiple homes as comparables in a CMA. The more homes we can use, the more accurate is the assessment of value. 4 to 6 homes is the most usual if that many can be indeed found close to the subject property. If not, then we shall go outside the community or area and look at homes in a similar type of community not far from the subject property. An appraiser will also do this if there are no comparable homes to be found on the doorstep of the subject property.
Number 4. What makes a good comparable home? CMAs are most easy to perform in a cookie-cutter type of community where there are many homes which have the exact same size as and have the same exact floor plan as the subject home. If the size, condition of a home, lot size, outlook and pool or no pool status is exactly the same as the subject property, then that would be deemed to be a very good comparable to use in the valuation. The expectation being that two alike properties would be sold at a fairly similar price.
Number 5. Price adjustments. Things that can affect the value of a home and for which adjustments should be made are size, age, condition, upgrades and refurbishments, lot size, view, and the presence and condition of large appliances, fencing, porch and pool. Additionally, it is not only the age of the actual home which can affect value. The age of what we term large ticket items, those which would cost a lot of money to replace such as a roof or air conditioner, are also determinants of value.
Number 6. Does furniture add value? It is not usual to attribute any additional value to furniture, furnishings, electronic equipment such as TV sets, linens, cookware, crockery, or any other items which are left for the buyer of a vacation type home. Since the buyer is intending to use the home as a vacation home, those are customarily left at no charge for both the convenience of the buyer and the seller, who would be hard-pressed to dispose of those items from afar. In a non-vacation type home, a seller may sometimes be able to negotiate for the buyer to purchase certain items of furniture or electronic equipment separate from the sale of the home if these are items which the buyer wishes to purchase.
Number 7. Adjusting for a changing market. In a changing market, value can change throughout the duration of a listing period whilst a home is on the market. A good realtor will continue making valuations on a regular basis and advise the seller accordingly whether the list price should stay the same or go up or down.
Moving on now from valuation, let us look now at pricing to sell, as after all, is that what a seller wishes to do?
Pricing to sell requires a lot of skill. priced too high and the home will have the same appeal as stale bread after spending a long time sitting on the market unsold. The skill is in finding that sweet price spot at which the home will sell for the maximum amount of money in a reasonable amount of time.
Number 9. Aspirational pricing. Pricing high, or what we term aspirational pricing, can mean that the best opportunity to sell is passed by as a home tends to receive the maximum amount of viewings when it is first placed on the market, unless of course it is priced too high. In that case, buyers give it a miss, and then when the home price is lowered to a more attractive price, it is passed by as buyers feel it must not be worth seeing if it has been in the market for a long time without selling, or they may be more inclined to place a low offer, feeling that by now the seller will be desperate to sell and will be ready to accept a lower offer.
Number 10. Leaving room for negotiation. Pricing just a little over the market value, or what the CMA shows the home to be worth, is a good strategy as it encourages buyers to view but allows for a little wiggle or negotiation room, which will ensure that the seller obtains the market value in their sale.
Number 11. Pricing low. Pricing low can also be a good strategy if the seller wishes to sell quickly, as it can lead to a frenzy of activity and a multiple offer situation with buyers competing with one another and often raising their offer price over the list price, so the home sells quickly but still at market value even though it was originally listed a little under market value.
Number 12. Marketing effect on pricing. In a seller's market where there is a shortage of inventory and a good supply of buyers, a seller can sometimes obtain over-market or over-appraisal value for the home. In a buyer's market where we have a surplus of inventory and not enough buyers, a seller may have to settle for a little less than market value, as in that kind of market, prices sometimes are seen to fall.
Thanks for watching, and make sure to check out the rest of the videos in this seller series.